A girl was bitten by a cute mulberry tree, but it didn't lead to the death of 200,000 people in the city. The infected girl began to mutate. In order to prevent the spread of the virus, the science teacher, Li Bingken, had to isolate her and inject her with a drug to prevent the infection. But when she was in class, the strong virus was accelerating the transformation of the golden pig. Under the strong impact, she was able to break free from the shackles. She ran to the classroom to ask for help. She fell to the ground. Everyone came to help her. The girl carried her to the health room, but she didn't notice that she was trying to bite Shioha. The school teacher took emergency treatment for the golden pig, but she didn't know why the golden pig was like a crazy person. She could only inject the drug first to try to calm her anxious mood. The medical emergency personnel rushed to the school in time and would send the golden pig to the hospital safely. However, the school teacher's arm was in pain. It turned out that she was on the way to emergency treatment for the student. Unfortunately, she was bitten by the golden pig. Now the virus has spread in her bite mark. The pain came from the mirror and she found her eyes turned red. She didn't want to go to the hospital, but she found her nose bleeding. She began to twitch uncontrollably. The virus quickly occupied her brain. After seeing the video, the school teacher wanted to post it on WeChat Moments. When she turned her head, a fierce crowd of people came over. The school teacher didn't realize the danger. She even took it as a joke and continued to record this exciting moment with her phone. The next second, she stepped on the school teacher's little brother. The school teacher thought the little brother was pregnant. When he came over, he found a piece of pork being torn off, so he immediately stopped the school teacher from pulling his father away. But he began to bite people crazily in the corridor. The bitten little brother rushed into the classroom and began to attack the students indiscriminately. The male student tried to save the female student who was attacked, but he was bitten by the corpse. Qin Shan and Wen Zhao had dinner at the canteen. When they were about to leave, a group of students rushed into the canteen in panic. They all rushed in to escape, causing the exit of the canteen to be blocked directly. The students in the canteen didn't know what happened. They just knew that something big must have happened. All they saw was them screaming and breaking in. Everyone was in a hurry to find a place to hide. Wen Zhao and Qin Shan, who were running around, were followed by a group of dead bodies. They came to a pit with a fierce bite. Wen Zhao was paralyzed on the ground. A corpse rushed towards him. The school canteen turned into a corpse canteen in an instant. Some people who had nowhere to escape hid in the kitchen, but they were still attacked by the corpse. Even the chefs were miserable. The canteen was still in a mess. Every student who didn't pay attention would be bitten. When Wen Zhao was attacked by the corpse, Qin Shan decided to help him get rid of the corpse. He wanted to take him away from here, but it was difficult for the corpse to escape. They found a wounded student. The two of them helped him stand up. He was hit on the ground by people who were running around, and this wounded student was shocked. He lost his mind and wanted to run to Wen Zhao. Fortunately, Qin Shan, who liked him, saved Wen Zhao's life again. He was usually arrogant and did nothing wrong. Now that he saw the corpse, he was also scared. A corpse took him down. In order to save his life, he ruthlessly killed him. Before he was caught by the corpse, Qin Shan asked Wen Zhao to get on the table and run out of the window. After Wen Zhao escaped safely, Qin Shan followed. But even if you escape from the canteen, it's dangerous. There were corpses blocking their way. Fortunately, there was another way. However, when I came over, I saw that there were corpses everywhere in the parking lot. In this case, the chances of escaping from school are too slim. Now, the only way is to find a place to hide quickly. After hiding from the corpse, Qin Shan took Wen Zhao to the top of the car and gave him a kick. The two of them climbed back to the building, but when they came in, they were still in danger. In the middle, Qin Shan was attacked by a corpse. The smart Wen Zhao saved him with a flamethrower. The two of them quickly left here. Finally, they found a classroom where they could hide. Shioha took his favorite monitor, Sui Nanluo, and came to this classroom right away. Jin Xianzhu, who had been sent to the hospital, was doing a checkup. Suddenly, he was brainwashed by the rabies virus, causing him to lose his mind and lower his waist. He couldn't feel the pain at all. The doctor next to him saw it on the spot. Could it be that the big sister is practicing yoga? The doctor quickly escaped from the ward. It seems that this hospital is about to collapse. Jin Xianzhu's 2 hands were crawling around. He began to look for fresh pork belly. The survivor's refuge was no longer a secret. Countless corpse mosquitoes came over. Fortunately, they didn't open the door. Because everyone was handing in their phones in class, there was suddenly no time to go. Qin Shan hurriedly called the police with his only cell phone. Before the rescue team arrived, he could only find a way to survive. Those corpses were attracted by the sound and left. They hurriedly blocked the door with a clasp. But Li Shuo was terrified to find that his teacher's wrist had been bitten by a corpse. Wang Zhao reminded him, but he pretended not to know. He told everyone that his teacher's hand was bitten. After the bite mark was found, he quickly covered the bite mark. He also lied that it was not a bite mark. Obviously, he wanted to take a step. Staying here will kill everyone. But no matter what, he refused to go out. He began to bleed from his nose and fell to the ground. The red smell began to mutate. Now the only refuge is no longer safe. Losing his mind, he grabbed a soft persimmon and bit it hard. The unlucky female student's mouth turned into a belly boat. She cried bitterly that she was about to die, and that corpse still wanted to keep biting. The two male students blocked the corpse. This female student wanted to leave here while she was still saying, but she was kicked away by Li Nanyan, who was fierce. She soon began to mutate. After a series of pokes, she eventually died. A strong male student held her up and temporarily controlled her. Now they have to leave here. The male student had no choice but to bear the pain and leave his good friend. Everyone left this classroom. Facing the sudden loss again, Xiuhe was fighting alone against the corpse. But there were too few people. Xiuhe couldn't hold on for long. The other students immediately blocked them with windows. They were furious. He wanted to avenge his female classmate. Hua Xingqian wanted to rush up with the door. With his help, everyone rushed out of the room. The female student also came up to help. She pushed them down the stairs. Then everyone took the opportunity to go upstairs. But unfortunately, there was also a corpse upstairs, and the corpse downstairs also chased up. As a result, they were caught by these guys on both sides. One classroom was locked and couldn't get in at all. When Zhao thought of a way, he broke the door with a fire-resistant water gun. Everyone rushed to the classroom. In order not to let them break into the classroom, they blocked the door with a table. When Zhao accidentally lost his cell phone, Lin Nanyan complained to Jingxiu. It's all because they didn't close the door properly. However, Lin Nanyan had just been hiding behind. Now it's a mess in the nest. Jingxiu wanted to give her a slap. When Zhao found Xiuhe missing, Xiuhe died in the back for Duan Hongluo. Xiaobai and two students hid under the table in the canteen kitchen. He saw that the female student kept walking. He took her out of the way. At that moment, she became the food for the dead. In order to get rid of Xiaobai, he became cunning and cruel. There were 3 more people hiding on the side of the girl. They found that a female student was infected. Mei Jin had no choice but to lock her alone in the pit. She committed suicide. After a while, Xiao Lin began to mutate. He said that after becoming a corpse, he would bite Mei Jin first. Mei Jin was ready. The two opened the door and the corpse crawled over. Mei Jin attacked her. Unexpectedly, the corpse was still alive. His obsession was to bite Mei Jin. When he became a corpse, he still wanted to attack Mei Jin. Fortunately, the future archery athlete appeared in time. He killed the corpse and saved 2 people. The good days here are coming to an end. When Zhao found his best friend bleeding, because Li Shuo was bitten by the corpse just now, he was also afraid of lying to himself that he was not bitten. However, his eyes had turned red. His perspective also changed significantly when Zhao hugged her in her arms and comforted her. Although Li Shuo said he was fine, but Qi Shan still pulled Wen Zhao away from him. He crawled to the ground. He quickly finished the transformation of the corpse. He lost his mind and wanted to bite someone. Qi Shan tried to stop him. Seeing that he wanted to bite Wen Zhao, Qin Shan shot him. Seeing that his best friend was in danger, Wen Zhao grabbed his hand instantly, but he was hopeless. Qi Shan could only help him get rid of it. His best friend fell to the ground like this, and then the corpse rushed in. Waiting for the rescue team, it was better to find a way to save himself. Qin Shan secretly opened the door and opened the gap. He used his claw to hook the pipe of the water gun over. Then he tied the pipe to every warrior. They were going to escape to a classroom without a corpse. Jin Xiu went down first with a rope ladder. After passing the corpse classroom, they finally arrived at the broadcasting room on the 2nd floor of Mr. Piao Shanhua. Everyone climbed down one after another. Qin Shan could have gone down earlier, but in order to let the person he liked go down first, he had to stay until the end. Xiuhe hid in a classroom full of corpses. In order to save his life, he could only climb to the narrow window. Dangerous behavior should not be imitated. Qin Shan also encountered trouble. When Zhao climbed slowly and did not escape the danger, seeing those corpses rushing into the room, when Zhao finally entered the broadcasting room. At the same time, the corpses rushed over and Qi Shan avoided them, but he did not want to fall down. Xiuhe continued to move slowly to the left in the window. This is when he found that Qi Shan and a large group of corpses broke out. Fortunately, Qin Shan grabbed the rope. There was a junior who grabbed his foot. He could not even get rid of him with a kick. Xiuhe decided to go over to help. However, he could not go over at all. The corpse on the sword rushed over. Xiuhe jumped on the rope where Qin Shan was. The rope could not hold on. Xiuhe began to crawl down. With his help, he finally got rid of the junior below. If this falls down, I'm afraid it will hurt. In the end, the two finally entered the broadcasting room safely. When Xiuhe came down, Cui Luonan wanted to help. When Zhao pulled up his hand quickly, Cui Luonan glanced over. Although it was temporarily safe, no one came after the police came. They guessed that Xianzhu was out of control after being sent to the hospital. That's why no one came to the school to save him. A police car had a car accident. 2 officers got off the car and were infected. The passers-by did not know what had happened to them. The doctor who was infected by Xianzhu began to attack the passers-by without saying a word. A little brother was still on the road, until he was chased by the corpse. This time the circle of friends could not be released. There was a junior who tried to crawl into the room with a rope. Qin Shan wanted to kill him with a hammer, but he could not do it. Xiuhe grabbed the junior with a sword. But this thing does not destroy the brain, and cannot be eliminated. Jin Xiu's strength rose instantly. The supercomputer smashed the case and successfully knocked it down. However, Jin Xiu had a nosebleed. Lin Nanyan immediately framed Jin Xiu for being bitten. Jin Xiu did not admit that she was bitten. Lin Nanyan found a scratch on her hand. Jin Xiu said that everything she did was to save everyone. Now she actually slandered her for being bitten. Everyone came to confirm that it was indeed a scratch, not a bite mark. As long as Lin Nanyan was in front of her, this matter was over. Lin Nanyan refused to apologize. She just saw the corpse caught in Jin Xiu's hands. She thought she might have been infected and would kill everyone. Lin Nanyan was like a needle. No one would stand on her side. After all, life is important. You can't just die. If you don't want her to die, she has to die. There was a way to make Jin Xiu stay in the studio for 10 minutes. Only by confirming that she was not infected could she not be suspected. Jin Xiu decided to stay for an hour to prove herself. If Jin Xiu was not infected, Lin Nanyan promised to apologize to Jin Xiu. So did Jin Xiu get infected? The school bully in the kitchen started to make trouble again. He threw the boy out. The boy dragged him out to save his life. The girl who had just been harmed by him has become a junior. Now it's time for revenge. The junior wants to bite. The bully ran fast. A cook asked him to come in quickly, but he dragged the cook out as a shield. It's inhuman. Although the kitchen was separated by the curtain door, there were also several corpses inside. He was finally in danger. At the critical moment, he used the kitchenware to cover the face of the corpse. Then he took the opportunity to solve it. Now the virus is spreading widely in Shaoshan City. It has raised the level of infectious disease crisis alert to a dangerous level. The news report tells the citizens to take safety precautions. At the same time, a large number of police forces were dispatched to isolate the area. Thousands of infected people were crazy to bite everywhere. They began to run in the direction of the special police. The special police formed a wall formation. It's been 30 minutes. The teacher confirmed that Jin Xiu was not infected. Everyone asked Lin Nanyan to apologize. Lin Nanyan, in the name of apologizing, secretly used a handkerchief with corpse blood to wipe Jin Xiu's wound. Jin Xiu thought he was here to apologize. The smart Cui Nanluo seemed to have found something. Lin Nanyan, who wiped the wound, changed his face in an instant. He attacked Jin Xiu again. Lin Nanyan asked everyone to chase him out. Qin Shan was concerned about his brother's feeling. He didn't believe he would be infected, but Jin Xiu was infected. He decided to leave. I'm his friend. I just need to go. Liang Liang ran out the door. I'll leave now. I'll leave now. He was about to leave, but the virus reminded him of Lin Nanyan's insults and laughter. He was in a coma before he left, and completed the transformation of the deceased in the room. He lost his mind and began to attack everyone. Qin Shan blew a whistle to attract the attention of the deceased. Then the deceased crawled down the stairs and became a member of the group of the deceased. Qin Shan shed tears for his friend. Lin Nanyan's heart was about to burst. He was proud to tell everyone that he would be infected. He proved that he was right. Cui Nanluo couldn't stand it anymore. Now he wants to expose the conspiracy of the poison girl. He said it was Lin Nanyan who did it. Lin Nanyan refuted that he didn't let Jin Xiu mutilate. Cui Nanluo didn't mention Jin Xiu. He said it himself. At that time, everyone looked at Jin Xiu. As long as Cui Nanluo noticed Lin Nanyan who didn't mean it, he used a handkerchief to touch the toba stick that was stained with the blood of the deceased. Then he used a handkerchief to wipe Jin Xiu's wound. Lin Nanyan, who was exposed, refused to admit it. Chui Nanluo said that the handkerchief must be in his pocket. Let him take out the handkerchief. He not only didn't take it, but also pulled the monitor's mouth with his backhand. Chui Nanluo couldn't get used to it. A mouth attack. Pia Shanhua asked him to take out the handkerchief to prove himself. He had to take out the handkerchief. Chui Nanluo vomited blood from above. He said that he helped Jinxiu wipe her wound. It's easy to do this. Just let him wipe his own handkerchief. He found another reason. Jinxiu was lost. He wiped it, and was infected with Jinxiu. Chui Nanluo refuted him. He wiped Jinxiu's wound. Lin Nanyan wiped it for himself in anger, but he hesitated. Pia Shanhua quickly stopped him. However, this guy was already on his head. He grabbed the handkerchief. He said that the hateful SOQ dared to push him. This made everyone seriously suspect that he did it. He said he didn't kill Jinxiu. Jinxiu ran away after falling. Isn't he still alive? He indirectly admitted that he killed Jinxiu. Lin Nanyan chose to leave here alone. Even if he was killed, it was his own choice. This is called self-sacrifice. When you are a teacher, you can't watch your students die. He let everyone live well. Then he ran to save Lin Nanyan. You said you did it yourself? He also dragged your teacher. Qingshan's mother went to school to find her son. Unfortunately, she met Jinxiu's younger brother. The poor god also became a corpse. Some of them wanted to go to the bathroom, but no one drove them out. Dezhuang has a proposal. He can stay in the window to solve it. If it's a big number, just turn it around like this. But no one accepts it in the window. If you can't hold on, you can only treat the studio as a bathroom. Soon, the man-made bathroom and toilet were made. Everyone went in and out. The smell spread to the whole room. In fact, the bicycle avoided the loss. But at the critical moment, the chain fell. He could only run around and find a place to hide. And Li Binkin was caught by the police station. He confessed his crime. He developed a powerful drug with flies. As long as you inject it, you will never be afraid. He put the cat and the mouse in the same box. Occasionally, the mouse will lose its rational attack because of fear. This mouse's high level of dopamine will increase rapidly. He took out these hormones and refined them. Get a drug that can turn people's fear into anger. He did everything for his son. He doesn't want to be bullied by others anymore. I want to help the weak and strong, but I didn't expect his plan to go out of control. Now the police station has been invaded by the dead. The officers began to fight the dead. Li Binkin could not escape and became the fate of the dead. The survivors slept all night on the radio. Until now, no one has come to the rescue. The helicopter in the sky is not coming to save them. If it goes on like this, it's either starvation or death. But now I have to get a cell phone and continue to ask for help. Qin Shan and Xiuhe passed through the window. They finally found a cell phone when they came to the teaching room. But they found a female student was bitten. She can still speak. I'm going to kill you. But she was crazy. Wu Ganxia could only get rid of this sister. They were also found by the dead. They could only push the dead away while running away. But they found that the cell phone was broken. Qi Shan had no choice but to continue to get the cell phone. He managed to get a cell phone that could be used. In order to attract the attention of the dead, Qin Shan decided to go through the door and create a gap for Xiuhe to escape. Xiuhe had to go back through the window first. After Xiao Ba escaped to the principal's office and came down safely, the selfish principal asked Xiao Ba to go to the parking lot and drive his car downstairs. The principal found the wrong person this time. Xiao Ba won't go to die. He even threatened Xiao Ba with a magic weapon. Xiao Ba didn't eat this set. When he thought of the magic weapon, he threw the principal away. Xiao Ba said he would go with him. He just wanted to find someone to be his shield. Qin Shan ran away in the building. Wushu only came to attack him. However, by chance, he hid in the principal's office. He suddenly found Xiao Ba tied to the principal. Qin Shan let him release the principal. Xiao Ba was polite and said that the principal threatened him to die. He only saw Qin Shan's cell phone recording. He told him that if he didn't release the principal, he would call the police with evidence. He also said that he was always the bottom of Honglong. Xiao Ba was finally angry. He gave Qin Shan a kill on the spot. Unfortunately, the principal resigned on the spot. Xiao Ba asked Qin Shan. Now he is still a small cart. He threatened him to hand over his cell phone, or he would die here. Qin Shan was not afraid at all. The two of them fought. Finally, Qin Shan got the cell phone and ran away from here. But Xiao Ba must get the evidence back. He threw the magic weapon away. At present, Shaoshan's city has fallen. Related departments issued a decontamination order based on the epidemic situation. The citizens of the neighboring city began to protest, resolutely opposed to taking in the citizens of Shaoshan city. They were worried that the citizens of Shaoshan would bring the virus. Even if one person is infected, the whole city will be affected. The city has not yet established a quarantine area and nucleic acid testing. Those innocent people who have not been infected should go to the river. Some people were lost in the city. Recorded videos were posted on the internet. The number of people at the airport was only 220,000. Don't look at the video of this person posting rumors. But this guy doesn't seem to have any regret. Xiuhe ran back alone. When Zhao was finally worried about Qin Shan, it turned out that Qin Shan was not hit by the magic weapon, so he was lucky to survive. Qin Shan ran away to the library. Qin Shan ran to the bookshelf and hid in the library. A student dragged Qin Shan down to save his life, but the bully came and dragged him down mercilessly. The unlucky student was bitten by a pit. The two were chasing in the group of dead. I have to hide from the crazy dead. They both climbed to the bookshelf. Qin Shan didn't want to keep running. I told him not to chase. The bully said that as long as he handed over the phone, it was over. But Qin Shan insisted on justice and refused to hand over the phone. So the two continued to chase me. In the second round of fighting on the bookshelf, Qin Shan fell into the abyss. Qin Shan fell into the abyss. The bully held his neck and pressed him to die. Qin Shan pretended to pass out. The bully took the opportunity to take Qin Shan's phone. However, Qin Shan quickly knocked down the phone. He used another hand to catch the bully. The bully killed him at a critical moment. He attacked the bully with his phone. The bully fell into the group of dead and was bitten by many dead, but he was too obsessed. He swore to kill Qin Shan. When Qin Shan was about to escape, he was crushed by his bookshelf. Soon the dead found him. He had no choice but to continue to escape. Under the pressure of the dead, he managed to escape from the bookshelf. Suddenly, he ran into the pipe. He climbed up the pipe. The relevant department decided to block the news to avoid panic. It was announced that the school was infected. The school was cut off. Qin Shan, who could not make a phone call, could only come out of it. He continued to escape. A drone was found in the studio. It was found that almost everyone in the school was infected. They became survivors of the police village. In addition to them, there were several survivors. 4 people hid in the studio for safety, but they wanted to escape from the school. 2 athletes shot arrows to block the dead. 4 people ran out of the window. The drone was 1 step late. The studio was empty, but they found the dead body. Xiao Ge suspected that his sister had come to save him. After a long search, he finally found that Qin Shan was still alive. The dead was hanging around the school playground. The street was paralyzed. The female student saw her father's car. She suspected that her father had an accident. She controlled the drone to look at it from a distance. She knew that her parents had an accident. The female student was very sad. An adult was killed by the dead. The police finally established a quarantine area on an island. At present, the survivors will be sent here for shelter, but the people who come in have to be tested for temperature and quarantine. The green light was on Xiao Ji's face. Xiao Ge was awakened. What made him feel strange was that he was not only alive, but also retained his memory and consciousness. When the dead rushed over to him, this time they didn't find anything. I don't understand why these dead people didn't come to bite him. It turns out that the virus of Jonas will mutate after entering the human body. Cells will learn to mutate. Thus, a new human being with a sense of loss was born. Now he is going to revenge on Qin Shan. He can finally walk in front of the dead, and he was not attacked by the dead. For him, this is like a paradise. After learning about the location of Qin Shan, they told Qin Shan not to run around and go to him. But this was heard by Xiao Ge, so he decided to go to the radio room to find out where Qin Shan was. The music in the radio attracted the attention of the dead, so they went to find Qin Shan. Although Xiao Ge came a step later, he met the missing Jonas. He asked Jonas where Qin Shan was. Jonas didn't tell him. Jonas was once the big brother of Xiao Ge. In the past, Jonas could not defeat Jonas. But now, Jonas is going to die. So the two of them started a decisive battle. The lost Jonas was not only strong, but also not afraid of pain, which caused Jonas to fall into the abyss. He wanted to use the dog to solve Jonas, but the other party's hand resolved the attack. Just when Jonas was about to die, Jonas rushed up to stop Xiao Ge. Xiao Ge bit his arm and took the person he loved. Jonas released all his strength, pushed Jonas out of the window, and Jonas was about to die. Everyone found Qin Shan in a classroom, and Jonas met them. They quickly pulled up the curtains to avoid losing the window. The girl found Jonas was bitten and told everyone. They kept their distance from him. Qin Shan was ready to attack his sister. Xiuhe stood up to protect her. She said she was bitten by Jonas. Qin Shan was angry, because he knew Jonas was bitten. He thought Jonas was dead. Xiuhe thought Jonas was not dead. Jonas had already decided to protect Jonas. Once he was dead, he pushed her down. After a while, Jonas' eyes became red. He looked at Xiuhe's neck and felt his stomach. He wanted to bite her, but Xiuhe looked weak. When he bit her, Qin Shan stopped him. At the same time, Jonas came back to life. Even the broken bones were healed. Qingshan and Xiohe had different opinions. Qingshan said he wanted to kill Jonas. Under the warning of Jonas, they found that Jonas was not bitten or bleeding. He said he wanted to bite her, but he woke up. Everyone thought he was half dead. Even so, if he was dead, everyone would die. So Xiohe tied himself up with Jonas. They had not eaten for 2 days, but they did not know that Jonas was in the storage room. Xiohe and Jonas were looking for survivors in every corner of the city. In order to save more people, they had to eliminate those who came to attack. At the moment of death, Xiohe confessed to Jonas. Jonas responded to Xiohe's letter. A love affair between humans and zombies began. A female student was bitten and evolved. She found a teacher in a room. She said her stomach was super hungry, and then she went to the prison. There may be parasites in the voice. After learning that a female student was bitten and turned into a zombie, a man attacked her with a kettle. However, it did not hurt her. She picked up the fish and continued to chew it. It was crunchy, but what was more attractive to her was the smell of human hair. She ate it like a bad guy. Even if she struggled, she could not escape. It became the fate of her teacher. In the end, the bad guy became a zombie. All of this was heard by Jonas, who had evolved. He could even hear his classmates farting secretly. He was found out. Xiohe found his boss outside. He did not know that his brother was a zombie. He ordered him to come in and avoid the danger, so his brother obeyed and hid completely. Even if he killed people, he was still timid in front of his brother. He was kicked by a fist, but he already had the idea of killing his boss. His brother asked him to lure the zombie away. Then his brother ran to the storehouse to escape. He decided not to be his brother anymore. He was beaten twice. After a thought guide, Xiohe agreed to lure the zombie away. When he came out, he angrily pulled his brother out. Then he held his hand fiercely. He told him to be quiet, or the zombie would come. Then he told him that he was the boss now. A group of zombies surrounded him. Xiohe asked his brother to beg for mercy. His brother also begged for mercy. However, Xiohe broke his bones. Not only that, he also let his brother be bitten by a zombie. Now he has become a real zombie. The students in the classroom made a barrier. Then they opened the front door and let the zombie in, because they want to escape from the back door while attracting the zombie. Soon all the zombie groups surrounded. Only when they are all attracted can they escape safely. The barrier was used to attract attention. All the zombies in the corridor heard the sound. They ran towards the sound source. Xiohe also heard the sound. The situation was far worse than planned. I didn't expect there were so many zombies in the corridor. If there are still so many zombies, they can hold on. And these guys are still trying to crawl over. Everyone can only beat them down. Even the barrier can hold on. The barrier is about to collapse. Until all the zombies enter the room, everyone can finally leave here. But after the last 2 people left, the barrier collapsed. The zombies rushed out of the cage. They quickly ran upstairs. The zombies have completely broken through the barrier. They don't have much time left. They tried to escape from the roof, but the door was locked and couldn't be opened at all. Then the zombie group caught up. Xiohe and Qingshan fought desperately to stop them. The male students above also split up. Once the 2 people are exhausted or bitten, they will all die here. Fortunately, the smart Cui Nanluo came up with a solution. Use a huge plastic cloth to cover the zombie line. Let them be trapped inside. However, Xiao Ba appeared. He picked up a zombie with one hand. This shocked Xiohe and Qishan. Xiao Ba finally found Qishan. Now Qishan is in trouble. This is the evolved junior sister. She saw countless zombies on the playground. Many of them bullied her. Seeing these guys become like this, she feels comfortable, but still can't get rid of the hatred in her heart. So she decided to burn down the school. Qishan, who encountered Xiao Ba, passed by with a stick. However, Xiao Ba didn't feel pain. At the same time, there was a survivor on the roof. He was afraid that he didn't open the door for his classmate. Facing the arrival of the rescue team, he entered the helicopter alone. He didn't tell the rescuers that there were other survivors here. The helicopter that finally arrived was about to leave. Xiao Ba in the building wanted Qingshan's eyes. When he was about to start, Cui Nanluo held Xiao Ba's neck with one hand, which caused Xiao Ba to have no power to fight back. Cui Nanluo angrily threw Xiao Ba down. Because of the fire alarm system, the fire door automatically opened. Everyone finally came out. Seeing the helicopter that had just left, the rescuers couldn't hear it at all. However, Cui Nanluo happened to see this scene, but he pretended not to see anything, causing the students to watch the helicopter leave. Hoping to break again, Xiao Ba in the building left without opening the door again. But he didn't give up the pursuit of Qishan. His sister walked out of the school in a big swing. Riding a bike home without worries, everyone made a distress signal on the roof. In the middle of the night, Cui Nan was waiting for help. Lin Na Yen was hiding in the classroom alone. To save her, she was attacked by a corpse. The person who bit her was the victim, Jin Xiu. Lin Na Yen also shed a tear. She witnessed her teacher become a corpse. Under the painful blow, she decided to change her mind and start over. She decided to take food and water to apologize to her classmate. Unfortunately, she met a heartbroken Xiao Ba. He said he was hungry, so he treated Lin Na Yen as a delicacy. Xiao Ba climbed up the pipe. Just when Qin Shan confessed his tragedy, Xiao Ba climbed up. In order to save Wen Zhao, Qin Shan rushed up angrily, but he was easily grabbed by the other party. When he looked at Qin Shan's eyes, Wen Zhao climbed up and kicked Xiao Ba with one foot, but he also lost his balance 3 or 2 times. Seeing his boyfriend being hurt, Cui and Luo began to control himself. Everyone is not a match for Xiao Ba. In front of the teacher, there is only the part of being beaten. Seeing his boyfriend being beaten again, Cui and Luo finally completed the transformation. When Xiao Ba started the fight, Cui and Luo, who became a teacher, also carried him away. Xiao Ba can't get rid of him. The 2 people who became teachers are almost immortal. The injured can also heal. Just when Xiao Ba was about to throw Xiao He away, Chuan and Luo took the opportunity to throw Xiao Ba away. Even so, he is still alive. He wants to take revenge on them. His sister has been sent to the shelter. He just met his brother, so he is going to make trouble. His brother gave him a box of rice, but he didn't want to eat the box of rice. He came to tell his brother that he wanted to eat him. And here comes a patrol helicopter. They held the torch for a long time and were finally found by the helicopter. The patrol helicopter used a thermometer to detect mutations. Although Chuan and Luo's body temperature was normal, he did not find that he was lost. So I started to save them. And that sister attacked her brother in the shelter. So it's not safe here either. Only with the cooperation of the patrol helicopter can we suppress the sister of Zhu Li de Wuqiong. The officer insisted that the rescue team stop the rescue immediately, because the sister is a non-symptom infected person. Now people with normal body temperature may also be lost. We must not put the shelter in danger. I was going to save them. Now the patrol helicopter can only abandon them according to the order, but they still want to register. The officer ordered to fire immediately. Fortunately, the patrol helicopter just fired at the sky. The helicopter left here. Now they can only figure out a way to survive. While Xia Yu and Dali were disturbing the dead, they took the opportunity to escape. At this time, Qin Shan saw his mother, but he found that his mother had become a corpse. But countless corpses approached them. Just when they were in danger, the 4 survivors appeared and saved them. They hid in the basketball court. But there are still a lot of corpses here. They were about to bite. The fat brother blocked the corpse for the people he liked, so that everyone managed to escape. But Xiaoming can't calm down for a long time. He climbed to the roof without giving up. But he found another hole. After a few days of hunger, they finally found a piece of chocolate. Although it was too late, they ate chocolate one by one. But Dezhuang ate all the chocolate. The rest of the boys were only hungry. After being well prepared, everyone rushed out and encircled the basketball court. To prevent the attack of the corpse, push the basketball court forward slowly at the same time. But this method doesn't seem to work. Too many corpses make it difficult for them to push, and they try to get in. They can only prevent them from coming in and move forward slowly. In order to save people, the boy was bitten. It's okay if you don't eat the chocolate, but you have to become a corpse. He showed a pitiful expression. In order to save everyone's lives, he decided to rush out and attract the attention of the corpse. Soon the corpse rushed to him and bit him. He cried and told everyone to go home. Go to hell. He was surrounded by a group of corpses. It took them a short time. According to the military, even if a corpse breaks through the blockade line of Shaoshan City, it will fall in 3 days. Then it's really over. Therefore, Xiade gave the order to Shaoshan City. He thought that only by sacrificing Shaoshan City could he save all the citizens. The people here came to the gate with great effort, but they found the door locked. At the critical moment, someone opened the door. When Zhao's father appeared, he thought he was finally saved. The corpse outside chased after him, so they need to escape at any time. He ran into the basketball court, but he found that there was a cage here. There were corpses everywhere. Soon the corpse broke through the door and entered. He had to fight the corpse. When Zhao's father is an emergency rescue worker, he threw a firecracker to attract the attention of the corpse. After the corpse left, the students quickly fled. In order to give them time to choose, when Zhao's father stayed, his waist and arms were no longer saved. Let the daughter run away and leave here quickly. They ran to the construction site to escape. They can only hide on the balcony for the time being. The helicopter broadcasts the location of Shaoshan City. Let the survivors go to the subway and the underground parking lot to escape. Cui Nanlong heard this news. He learned that their school was about to explode. He used a drone to attract the corpse to the designated location. They want to wipe out the corpse. One wave is not enough. Xiaobai found the corpse according to the smell. At the same time, the corpse in the city was attracted to the school playground. He saw tens of thousands of corpses piled up. The preparation is about to be completed. Xiaobai is still looking for Qin Shan's trouble. They rushed over and threw Qin Shan down. They also bit Qin Shan's arm. This is a special sound wave emitted by the drone, but Xiaobai can't accept this sound. Cui Nanlong was also in pain. Qin Shan took the opportunity to push Xiaobai down. Now Qin Shan is about to mutate. He rushed out to attract the attention of the corpse. He finally kissed the one he liked. Under the assistance of Qin Shan, they can finally escape. Xiaobai was pierced by steel bars and could not die at all. Continued to seek revenge on Qin Shan. Qin Shan jumped on the shelf. All the corpses that passed by fell down. After breaking away from the corpse, he saw Xiaobai again. Qin Shan poked him again. Xiaobai cried on the spot. The two started the final battle. Although Qin Shan was not as strong as Xiaobai, but he was quite tough. However, Xiaobai was able to recover from the injury of ordinary people. While Qin Shan was being attacked, his body began to mutate. Xiaobai went towards his eyes, causing Qin Shan to be seriously injured. Can he turn the tables? More corpses came to the comprehensive stadium. A bomb fell and killed all the corpses. The corpses at the crossroads were also instantly wiped out.